Pilate did not hate him. That was the problem. In every painting of this scene for 15 centuries, the light goes to Christ. This one gives it to Pilate. That single decision got it banned. Not because it was wrong, because it was too accurate. Because anyone standing in front of it in 1890 Russia could look at the man in light, comfortable, dismissive, already turning away and recognize someone, not a Roman governor from 2,000 years ago, someone they saw every day. This is What is Truth by Nikolai Ge, painted in 1890, removed from exhibition by government order within days, called repulsive by the Tsar himself. This is what he was afraid of. There are two men in this room. One is bathed in light. His robe is clean. His posture is easy. He has just asked a question, not because he wanted an answer, but because the question itself was a dismissal. A way of saying, whatever you think you are, I have already decided what you are worth. The other man stands in shadow. His hands are bound behind his back. He has not slept. He has been arrested, interrogated, and passed between rooms of powerful men since before dawn. He looks exactly like what he is, a poor man from Galilee who has been awake for 30 hours and is about to be killed. Ge paints Jesus as unkempt, coarse, standing in shadow, hands bound behind his back, cold and closed. By contrast, Pilate, the villain of the scene, is bathed in light, easy and elegant. Every great painting before this one had reversed that composition. Christ radiant, Pilate dark. Light goes to the holy, shadow goes to the guilty. Ge reversed it deliberately. And the people who saw this painting were shocked by this reversal. By order of the St. Petersburg governor, the painting was removed from exhibition, its picture taken out of the catalogue, and it was forbidden to publicly exhibit it in Russia. The official charge was blasphemy. Christ painted ugly, Christ painted weak. But that was not the real reason. Russian censors stopped its distribution because it depicted religion as a challenge to government. Think about what that means. The painting was not banned because it was disrespectful to Christ. It was banned because it was disrespectful to power. Because anyone standing in front of it in 1890 Russia could look at Pilate comfortable, dismissive, turning away and recognize someone they knew, someone they saw every day, someone who sat in buildings with official titles on the door and made decisions about other people's lives with the same casual indifference. Tolstoy wrote, "There can be no peace between Christ and the world." This is true to history and true to our own day. Tolstoy understood exactly what Ge had painted. It was not a biblical scene. It was a mirror. What is truth? 3 words, the most famous question in the trial. And Pilate did not wait for the answer. He asked it and walked away. This is the detail that makes the painting unbearable if you sit with it long enough. Not the cruelty, not the injustice, the casualness of it. Pilate was not a monster driven by hatred. He was a bureaucrat driven by calculation. He looked at Christ and ran a simple equation. This man alive creates instability. 2 factions, arguments in the street, challenges to authority. This man dead solves a problem. Alexander III could barely contain his disgust when ordering the painting removed, calling it repulsive. Repulsive, not wrong, not blasphemous. Repulsive because it was too accurate, because it showed power not as evil, but as indifferent. And indifference is harder to argue against than evil. You can fight someone who hates you. You cannot fight someone who has already decided you are not worth the energy of hatred. Ge painted this in 1890. He was 59 years old. He had spent decades painting historical subjects, kings, battles, grand moments of civilization. Then he met Tolstoy, and something changed. He stopped painting what power looked like from the outside, impressive, formal, inevitable. He started painting what power looked like from the inside, what it actually felt like to be in the room with it, to stand in shadow while it stood in light, to have your hands bound while it asked rhetorical questions and walked away. The work reflected Ge's interest in moral and existential questions, influenced by his friendship with Tolstoy. Ge was associated with the Peredvishniki, the Wanderers, a group that emphasized social and moral issues. He painted this on top of another painting, scraped the old canvas and started again. The painting underneath was also a biblical scene, also abandoned, as if he kept trying to say something and could not find the right image until this one. You have been in that room, not literally, but you have been in the version of it that exists in ordinary life. The meeting where someone with authority asked a question they did not intend to answer. The conversation where a decision about your life was made with the same casual ease Pilate used. The moment when you understood that the person across from you had already decided and the discussion was just ceremony, and you were the one standing in shadow. The painting does not tell you what to do with that. It does not offer resolution. Pilate walked away. Christ was executed. Ge died 4 years after finishing this. The painting was banned, then sent to Germany, then eventually hung in the Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow, where it remains today. It is still asking the same question, and nobody in the painting is waiting for the answer. Ge gave the painting a title that is a question. What is truth? But he did not paint Christ answering it. He painted Pilate turning away before the answer could come. Maybe that was the answer. Maybe truth is not the thing that gets said in the room. Maybe truth is the thing that stays in the room after the powerful man has left standing in shadow, hands bound, saying nothing, because there is no one left to